What's good, y'all? Rich Sosa back in a building with another banger. Now, first things first, before we go ahead and get started, I gotta go ahead and say thank God for another day and another opportunity. And as y'all can see from the looks of the title and the screen, today, man, I got a very special build in store for y'all today. Now, I'm going to be calling this one the Sharpshooting Dime Dropper in NBA 2K24 on next gen. Now, for this build, out of all NBA players, it's going to be reminding me of Karl Anthony Towns. Now, it also does give me a shade of Anthony Davis. And as far as when it comes to our attributes today, we'll be able to get a 99 plus put towards our stamina, standing dunk, mid-range and three-point shot, pass accuracy, block, and defensive rebound, with the ability to get the elite big man contact dunks for the animations. Now, as far as for when it comes to our badges, we'll be able to get 8 Hall of Fame. Those are going to be Box Out Beast, Break Starter, Catch and Shoot, Guard Up, Open Looks, Special Delivery, Midi Magician, and Comeback Kid. We'll also be able to get 18 gold, 5 silver, 6 bronze, one of those being limitless range, giving us a total of 37. Now, this is absolutely one of the most well-rounded, bang for your buck builds, and also when it comes to the 5v5 setting, I think this is going to be a very overpowered build for the rec and even pro-am. Now, as for the offense and defense, this build is all around, and I think this is a great inside matcher for any type of post score. Now, the physicals are definitely one of the strong points of today's build, and yes, at the height of 7'1", today we're going to be able to dribble. So look, before we get any further into this video, if it's your first time coming through, be sure to hit that sub button if you're new, smash that like button, turn on post notifications to be a part of the Rich family, and last but definitely not least, comment down TG for thank God King Jesus and where you're tuning in from, and I most definitely will be sure to get back to y'all with a response. So to get started with today's build, the first thing that we're going to do is put this under the center position. Go ahead and make sure you put this to the height of 7'1" with the weight of 248. Now, getting into that wingspan, drop this to 7'1" for the best shooting stats as well as the attributes for the dribbling. And from here, we will be set to move forward with today's build. Now, the first area that I do want to touch on is going to be the physicals. This is definitely the most important part of any build. So go ahead and put that stamina all the way up to a 96. As for when it comes down to our vertical, to make sure you get contact dunks, go with a 75. As for the strength, this is a strong suit. I'm going to go with a 90 with a 60 speed. Now, as far as for the acceleration, you definitely want to leave this at a 45. And remember, you also will be able to get a +4 from the Gatorade workouts. So our speed is actually going to be a 64. 49 acceleration, 94 strength, 79 vertical with a 100 stamina. Now, this is pretty much going to set the floor for the rest of today's build. Let's go ahead and get into the defense. So once we get into the rebounding, I'm going to put this all the way up to a 93. As for when it comes to the offensive side, I'm going to go with a 69 with a block of a 92. Now, this really sets the floor for the rest of the defensive stats. Go ahead and put that interior up to a 77. Leave the rest as is, and this is what we're going to be looking like for the defensive end. Now, I'll be sure to get into the badges once we complete this build for the attributes. So getting into the playmaking, I'm going to go ahead and put my speed with ball to a 41. Go with a ball handle of a 57 with a pass accuracy all the way up to a 92. Now, this is what makes the build really special to take it into the rec and really any pro-am setting. Now, the badges that I like most when it comes to this area are definitely going to be for the playmaking, especially for the passing. Now, once we get into the shooting, this build is going to be very strong out of this area as well. So go ahead and put that free throw up to a 75. Getting into the three-pointer, I'm going to go with an 85 with a mid-range shot of a 93. Now, as you can see, we're going to be able to get a lot of badges that are going to boost our shooting percentage. The ones that I think are going to be most effective will be out of the three-pointer. Now, to wrap everything up for the finishing, make sure you go ahead and put that standing dunk up to a 92. As for when it comes to the driving dunk, leave this as is, and we'll be able to get a 99 for this build. As you can see with the contact dunks, I think this makes it one of the strongest builds overall. The tiers that we do get for badges are definitely high, and you are really strong in the areas that we did decide to go ahead and upgrade. So as you can see, starting from the top down, badges that I like are going to be fast twitch on gold. You also will be able to get silver pro touch. Whistle is important with spot finder. Then you'll also be able to get aerial wizard and precision dunker. Getting into the standing dunk, I do like fast switch with rise up. Now for the shooting, look, you get Hall of Fame catch and shoot, gold deadeye, blinders, and green machine. Then you also do get guard up with open looks. Like I mentioned earlier, a lot of these Hall of Fame badges are going to be important. Now you do get bronze limitless range. Also, when it comes to the rest of this build, I think Claymore and corner specialist is going to be another set of solid badges. Now I wanted to be sure to at least get free points on the bronze tier. And now for the playmaking, this is definitely one of my favorite areas. Look, as a big man, you get Hall of Fame break starter, gold dimer with needle threader. Now post playmaker gives you a huge boost for your teammates. Then you'll get bronze big driver, and I think that makes a huge difference for dribbling. Now for that interior defense, you get gold anchor and bronze post lockdown. Moving into the rest of this build, other badges that I like are going to be gold pogo stick. Silver chase down artist is another good badge. Now for the rebounding, we do get Hall of Fame box out beast, and I think this really sets you apart from most bigs because you're pretty much able to do a little bit of everything. Once you take a look at the shooting and the defense, it looks like these are the strongest areas, but once you take a look at the pass accuracy and the finishing, you can even say the same about these areas for this build. Now I'm going to go ahead and say it right now, I truly do believe that this is one of the best, if not the best, center build that you can make if you're looking to make an all-around big. Now look, let me know your thoughts and opinions down below in the comment section. Is there anything that you guys would go ahead and change to make this build even better? Now my favorite thing about it today is definitely going to be the versatility. I think for the 1v1 setting, this is going to be a perfect build just for that. Now let's go ahead and check out what the build is actually going to come out to be. And we should be able to get these 3 different comparisons. And if you made the build exactly how I brought it to y'all, as y'all can see, we have created none other than the best diamond spot up threat in NBA 2K24 on next gen. And this is actually going to be what I'm calling the sharpshooting dime dropper best center build in NBA 2K24. Now look, I just want to say thank y'all so much for your support. More so than anything, thank God for this opportunity. Now look, add everything up when it comes to this build, from your takeovers, buying your own boost, being able to play well throughout each game, and wearing gear that's going to give you an additional boost towards our attributes. That's at least a plus 10 to 15. So look, before we get out of here, if it was your first time coming through, be sure to hit that sub button if you're new, smash that like button, turn on post notifications to be a part of the rich family, and last but definitely not least, comment down TG for thank God King Jesus and where you're tuning in from, and I most definitely will be sure to get back to y'all with a response. And with all that being said though, I got one last thing to say. Rich out.